Gender-based violence remains a challenge for South Africa as we mark 16 days of Activism, a United Nations initiative running from today until December the 10th to raise awareness and on how to combat violence against women and children. I am now joined by Onika Makwakwa, co-director of WISE for Africa. Onika, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I want to believe you're listening to the crime statistics as they were delivered this afternoon, particularly when it comes to gender-based violence. We saw the statistics when it comes to contact crime against women, murder, attempted murder, and grievous bodily harm. There's a slight decrease, I think that a difference of about 0.2%. What is your reaction to those figures?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me today. So yes, I was able to tune into the crime statistics. That difference honestly makes very little difference in women's safety in this country. So while, we do want to see a decline, I think we are at a point where we need to see a much more significant decline. And that requires aggressive intervention to ensure that.
Let's talk about the Gender-Based Violence and Femicide Act. As activists, you have asked that it goes back to Parliament and be amended. Can you take us through parts of that act that you have a bone of contention with and that you would like to see tweaked, so to speak?
So, I think the biggest issue is really around the National Council, right, in the particular bill. You will recall that a lot of these changes actually emanate from the work that was done by the #Total Shutdown movement in 2018, which provided the president with 24 demands to implement as a way to begin the process of really being proactive about ending the GBV scourge. Those 24 demands actually have a demand for an independent national council, which then, was captured within the National Strategic Plan. However, as the legal and policies were being developed, we realized that the National Council is no longer what was actually recommended through the National Strategic Plan to end GBV. We do need government to stick to the promises that it made. Remember that the National Strategic Plan was not just civil society driven, it was a multi-stakeholder
Okay, let me know saying something about my hair. I couldn't hear what he... Well, those are quite interesting remarks, and I just want us to go back to what the Deputy President was talking about, some of the implementations that they're hoping to take through the multi-sectoral National Council to deal with gender-based violence. He also spoke about online application for those that are hoping to apply for protection orders from people that are threatening their lives. Do you see that as some kind of a progressive way to deal with this?
It will only honestly be progressive if we actually follow through, right? There's honestly no difference between being able to get service when you go to the courts to apply for a protection service and sending it via email and still not getting a response the way that we should. To be very honest, online is just a tool. It's faster, it's convenient, but it requires action on the other end. The person who receives these applications to be able to act expediently. We have not seen that, offline, and I think it's going to take more than just creating a link in order for us to be assured that this will actually work. It definitely is a step in the right direction, but I think we are focusing on the wrong thing. We are focusing on the tools, right? We need to focus on why the people who have been hired to assist women, to assist the community and society have been unresponsive this far.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much. Onika Makwakwa, co-director at WISE for Africa, also just giving us their reaction to the crime statistics this afternoon. We take your